power and privilege provide an unfair advantage to people to qualify to a majority group. We live in a world that acts without thinking, and reflecting our actions based on appearances and judgment. I am privileged in many ways. 783 people do not have access to clean water. But me. I am able to turn on the tap and drink the water without even thinking about it. Why? Because I was born in North America. I speak English, so I know wherever I go I will be able to find someone to translate for me, or someone who understands exactly what I am saying. I am white, so I don't need to worry about being singled out in a group of people. I don't need to worry about people assuming the only reason I was accepted to college or university is because of the color of my skin. My faith. I fit in with the other 22 million people who practice Christianity. So I know I will always be just down the street from the closest church. I won't need to worry about people questioning my beliefs because the majority of people around me, they believe in the same thing as I do. I was born liking a different gender than me, and because of that I'll never be harassed and made fun of for being in love with someone. I'll never have to worry about not being allowed to marry whoever I want. I am privileged. I'll never be discriminated against through ableism because I am fully able. My parents were so lucky to have 2 children, both in whom do not suffer from any disability. Not saying that those who have children with disabilities aren't lucky. Life is a beautiful thing, but they have to worry their whole life, questioning whether or not people are going to accept their child for who they are, whether or not their child will make friends, or succeed in school. Will their child be employed in their life, or will people make fun of them, and separate them from society because they may be different? And my family. Well, they make enough money for us to be considered middle class, and so I've always been able to afford the latest phone, to go on the school trips, to have food on my plate and in my belly. Overall, I am an extremely privileged person. And like any other person, I have things working against me. For example, I'm young, and though I am not in power now, I still have more power than elders. My voice is becoming more and more important, and appreciated. And one day I will identify with the most powerful age group. I will one day be a middle-aged citizen. But what about my sex? What about the fact I am a female? Stereotyping tells me that I am not as good as a man. My ideas are not as good. I am not as capable of completing tasks as a man. I can't work as hard, or I am not as strong. I am not a man, and therefore, I can't not do the same things as a man can do. I have always been interested in law, and becoming a lawyer had always been a dream job of mine, specifically fighting for human rights. Ensuring everyone is considered equal, protecting everyone's rights and ensuring no one infringes on them. But then someone helped me realize, being a female lawyer, that isn't gonna work for me. They suggested becoming a law clerk, or paralegal. I mean, they do the same things as a lawyer, but they don't hold the title of a lawyer because really there is no way a woman could succeed in that profession in this day and age, because ultimately, a man can do a better job at that. And for a while I really let this be true. I actually decided to change the path I would take. I started looking into new programs and future occupations for myself, up until I was surfing myblueprint.com and recognized something. I asked myself, how was I going to let something so sexist like my gender change my goals, dreams, and ultimately life? The person who pointed the inequities out to me wasn't trying to change me as a person. They were not looking to tell me I am not good enough. They were literally just explaining to me it wasn't going to be easy. being a woman, wanting to eventually have children, and be there for those kids, to be a mom, to watch them in their school play. Balancing these things was not going to be easy.
Fulfilling my goals wasn't going to be easy, one factor being because I'm a woman. But I'm going to work with people who don't appreciate women as much as they do men. I'm just going to have to prove to them I am of value. I can work hard and I will work hard, just as hard as any other man, because achieving my goals is important to me. Achieving goals can be important to men and women, whether they identify as either. Anyone can achieve their goal with a little bit of hard work and dedication. And about the privileges I listed before. I can't change the way they're going to work in my favor, but I can ensure that I'm not biased and I don't treat people differently in regards to these privileges. I can ensure that from this moment on, I recognize my privileges and don't use them in advantage of myself. Steps towards eliminating privileges and abusing power need to be recognized, and as soon as this can happen as a consensus internationally, we can begin to develop fairly, and that is the end of my story.